Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praises to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, in order to understand events that are currently happening on the earth, so we get a much better understanding of the things that are soon to come on the earth. Brethren, why the acceleration of the plans of the Gentiles? Why are they accelerating their plans? What have they seen? What has been shown to them? They're trying to push their agenda right now with breakneck speed. You know, the rights of citizens has gone out the window. The things that they've prided themselves on, their freedom, free Edom, has gone out the window. Them being able to make their own choices and people respecting the choices of the individual has gone out the window. You know, all of a sudden, society's like, we have to get this cure out to everybody, and if you don't take it, it's because you're harming me and you're not allowing me to, experience life and things like that. So everyone has to take it. When have you ever seen them just act as if people don't have freedom, they can't make choices for themselves? Something has happened to accelerate the plans. And that's what we're going to be getting into today. See, the devil is always trying to get ahead of things because he knows what's going to happen. He knows his time in rulership is short. He knows the Most High is going to come back and restore order. But Satan is a deceiver. He's out there trying to deceive. He's trying to, set up his whole scenario beforehand. And many people will look at that scenario and, will not deviate from that. See, he's the one that broke up the two sticks. He's the one that broke up the records of the northern and southern kingdom. He's predominantly concentrated on the southern kingdom's records, and he's made a whole end times prophecy based off of the southern kingdom's records. And as you see, they don't deviate. But we understood that when the Most High, brought out the second stick, when the Most High brought out the Book of Mormon and started bringing that information together, we didn't realize the depth of this prophecy being fulfilled at that time, but we understand it now. And it just exposes how the Gentiles only have a really small part of the story. See, the churches are always talking about, well, where's America in prophecy? America is a superpower, and all of a sudden, there's nothing about America. Well, that's because America's downfall is in the second stick. That information is hidden in the second stick. And see, if you don't have that, or you don't use that, or you don't accept it, then you're stuck pretty much following Satan's whole dogma about end times prophecy. He's made everything revolve around the three parts. And the fourth part, to him, means nothing. But to the Most High, the fourth part is a huge part of prophecy. We were scattered. Well, we're going to read a little bit about it. We were scattered from our lands worldwide, but we will be regathered there as well. Going to read a little bit right now from 3rd Nephi. Okay, chapter 16, verse 8. But woe, saith the Father, unto the unbelieving of the Gentiles. For notwithstanding they have come, okay, forth upon the face of this land, and have scattered my people who are of the house of Israel. And my people who are of the house of Israel have been cast out from among them, and have been trodden under feet by them. There's your Luke 21:24. I was talking about this and also in Baruch 4. Okay, these other nations coming and trodden down our lands and destroying our people. Number 9, right? Verse 9. And because of the mercies of the Father unto the Gentiles, and also the judgments of the Father upon my people, who are of the house of Israel, verily, verily, I say unto you, that after all this, and I have caused my people, who are of the house of Israel, to be smitten, and to be afflicted, and to be slain, and to be cast out from among them, and to become hated by them, and to become a hiss and a byword among them. See, they don't want this part out. They don't want people to realize that them being brought over here was part of the Gentile blessing, but it mainly was because of the Most High's people, who were the ones that were over here in the Americas, not following the ways of the Most High. He's the one that allowed them to come over here and smite the people. They're pushing the narrative that pretty much no one was here, or the people that were here all died of disease, and therefore they had, free reign over here. But there was a plan. Okay? There was a plan. Let's continue. And thus commandeth the Father, that I should say unto you, at that day when the Gentiles shall sin against my gospel, and shall reject the fullness of my gospel, okay, and shall be lifted up in the pride of their hearts above all nations, and above all the people of the whole earth, and shall be filled with all manner of lyings, and of deceits, and of mischiefs, and all manner of hypocrisy, and murders, and priestcrafts, and whoredoms, and of secret abominations. And if they shall do all those things, and shall reject the fullness of my gospel, behold, saith the Father, I will bring the fullness of my gospel from among them. They rejected the fullness of the gospel. They took the fullness of the gospel and hid it. They gave Southern Kingdom's information to the Christians, the Catholics, Northern information to the Mormons. Look at society. Look at all the things that it's done. The hypocrisy, the mischiefs, the pride, the whoredoms, the priestcrafts. Look at all the things that the society, revels in. And you see how the Most High has now taken the fullness of the gospel away from them. And who's he going to give it back to? Look at 11. And then will I remember my covenant, which I have made unto my people, O house of Israel, and I will bring my gospel unto them. That's your Doctrine of the Covenants 45. Talking about those two sticks being given back to the Most High's people. And when he gives us the two sticks, that's going to be the key. That's going to be the trigger for the end. And when those two sticks are given back to the Most High's chosen people, he's going to unleash a plague over the land. And you know exactly what's going on with the plague right now. How it's destroying all of their plans. 12. And I will show unto thee, O house of Israel, that the Gentiles shall not have power over you. But I will remember my covenant unto you, O house of Israel. And ye shall come unto the knowledge of the fullness of my gospel. Now look at what's happened with the acceleration of these events. Now that we've been given the fullness of the gospel, and we've been given the understanding of the first and second stick, the Gentiles have had their power over us taken away. But see, they're trying to act as if they have more power than ever. They're threatening, people with not being able to work, not being able to participate in society, things like that, if they don't follow along with the rules of their society. Now, when they were under their blessings, they could do this because they did have power over us at that time. But now, this is showing you once we got the first and second stick back and we got the understanding back. What does it say right there in 12? And I will show unto thee, O house of Israel, that the Gentiles shall not have power over you, but I will remember my covenant unto you, O house of Israel, and ye shall come unto the knowledge of the fullness of my gospel. See, this is also showing you how they don't have that power. This all goes back to also quite a few other things, such as the knowledge of the 8K, the 8,000, praying at the 10th hour. We're praying at 3:48 a.m. over here on the West Coast, showing you how the Most High has been working. Since we've been doing that for the last few weeks, look at how things have been progressing. Look at how events have been progressing. Look at the acceleration of the plans of the Gentiles. These things are going hand in hand. They know that we are coming together. They know that we are praying at the correct time. They know that it is weakening them and weakening their grip. You see, it was told to us. Remember now, you see these prophecies are having a much deeper meaning and understanding than we thought before. I'm going to read Baruch chapter 2. Let's see here. 30. Baruch 2 and 30. Okay? For I knew that they would not hear me, because it is a stiff-necked people. But in the land of their captivities, they shall remember themselves, and shall know that I am the Lord their God. For I will give them an heart and ears to hear. In the land of our captivities, we're going to remember ourselves. What are we going to remember? See, we had the Bible. So are we just going to remember the fact that we're just Israelites? Is that all that it was? Or was it a little bit more than just that? We're going to remember the fact that this will make even more sense because it shows how deep this is. Yes, we knew that we were Israelites. We knew that the Bible is our book. We got that. But what was supposed to happen afterwards? There's more information and we know that. So we're going to remember what? See, we had the Southern Kingdom's records, but we're going to remember the Northern Kingdom's records as well. And after we get that understanding of the Northern Kingdom's records, then we're going to put the Southern and Northern Kingdom's records together in order to be able to complete this story, complete these prophecies. That's why it's so important to make sure we look at these, remembering ourselves in the land of our captivities. We didn't just remember that we were Israelites. We've taken it a step further and realized that our brethren were here in the Americas. And that we were going to remember that they have records also. And that those records, the Southern Kingdom and the Northern Kingdom, when they come together and join those records hand in hand, then we would get a much deeper understanding of prophecy. What things were going to happen before and the things that were going to happen afterwards. If you look at Baruch 2 and 31 again, and shall know that I am the Lord their God, for I will give them an heart and ears to hear. He was the one that gave us the books. He's the one that gave us the Book of Mormon, as well as other, Northern Kingdom books. But he also gave us the heart to be able to accept them, and the ears to be able to hear them. Because even till today, we still have many people who will not accept the other records. Who are the ones that were, in charge to hide everything? The Gentiles. So if you're not even willing to read and check to see if this stuff makes any sense, or if it's actually what's playing out, then that's on you. But the events that are talked about is exactly what's happening. When you look at Doctrine and Covenants, chapter 45, you'll see two sticks coming together. And Most High proved it because he said there was going to be a plague that was going to be released once that happened. And that's exactly what happened. Only person that can do that would be the Most High. He's the only person that can manipulate events, give us our records back. And right when he gives us our records back, and we teach on them for a while, then release a plague. That's only the Most High. You think Gentiles are working together to fulfill the first and second stick, the events that are prophesied in the first and second stick? You really think that that's what they're trying to do? Of course not. Let's go to 32. Second brothers are Baruch 2:32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck and from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. The ways of their fathers, remember, is not just the southern kingdom's fathers, it's also the northern kingdom's fathers. And that's how we got in trouble in the first place. Remember now, when we were looking over here, let's go back here. Here we go. All these things were happening to us because of the things that our fathers have done. Look at 3 Nephi 16, 9. Our fathers had sinned, and that's why all these things fell on us. But take a look right here, 3 Nephi 16, look at 9. And because of the mercies of the Father unto the Gentiles, and also the judgments of the Father upon my people, who are of the house of Israel. Verily, verily, I say unto you, that after all this, and I have caused my people, who are of the house of Israel, to be smitten, and to be afflicted, and to be slain, and to be cast out from among them, and to become hated by them, and become a hiss and a byword among them. These were the things that our fathers have done. And this is why the other nations were brought over here. And this is why they were shown favor for a time. And this goes with Baruch too. So these other all these records will connect. So again, let's look at Baruch 2:32. And they shall praise me in the land of their captivity, and think upon my name, and return from their stiff neck, and from their wicked deeds. For they shall remember the way of their fathers, which sinned before the Lord. And that's exactly what's happening. The Most High gave us the 2 sticks back together. He gave us that understanding. It's not just the Bible. It's also the first and second stick. Us praying together. See, what have they always been trying to do? To get us to fight and bicker about every little thing. That's been the thing they've been wanting the whole time, is to keep us separated and keep us fighting. Keep us fighting over petty shit. Little things. Because they know that once we come together, that's it. Once we get this understanding and we come together and we become obedient to the Most High and follow His laws and commandments as best we can, and we get this understanding, and we love our brethren, love our people, love the other nations that the Most High has called to cleave to us. Learn to walk in love once again, and not always hate. And that's something that they've always pushed. Always be looking side eyes at our brothers. Oh, I don't agree with you about absolutely everything, so I can't deal with you. Those are the things that they've taught us. But you look at them. They might not agree with whatever. They might not agree all the time, but they will also always work together. These Gentiles, they would always work together against us. Even if they didn't agree with everything that they were doing, they would always come together and be confederate against us. And now the Most High has changed that whole mindset, where they're now, fighting with each other. They're so worried about fighting with each other. They don't have the time to warrant what we're doing. 34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. So see, we were taken out of our lands, scattered all over the place. But part of the covenant is the reconstitution of our lands. So see, them trying to act as if, if we don't do this or that we can't work and we can't earn a living and we can't make any money. See, you could do that when you guys are under your blessing. I want to say I've done videos on Shepherd of Hermas, I think chapter 50, where it talks about that, about how, if pretty much the Gentiles, if you don't follow their laws, that they have the right to kick you out. If you don't follow their ways, they have the right to kick you out. And they could do that when they were in their blessing. Maybe they just got the memo that their blessing was taken away from them. And they're now trying to act as if, well, if you want to stay here and you want to do this, this is what you're going to have to do. And like I said, you could do that before. But do you guys think you have that power now? You think the Most High is going to allow that? We're going to see shortly. So again, let's read Baruch 2:34. And I will bring them again into the land which I promised with an oath unto their fathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And they shall be lords of it. And I will increase them, and they shall not be diminished. So he's going to increase our people. He's going to increase us in our lands. Just like it talks about in Joel 2. All the while, he's going to be diminishing the other nations that are on our land, sweeping them off the land, which is exactly what he's doing right now. 35. And I will make an everlasting covenant with them to be their God, and they shall be my people. And I will no more drive my people of Israel out of the land that I have given them. That is all part of the promise. And now when you're hearing like these pastors, well, we don't know what happens with America. This is showing you what's happening with America. See, you came over here, you're given your opportunity to come over here and have at it in our lands. But now that opportunity is done. It's over with. Now, as much as you guys are trying to make it seem as if you're still in charge, the Most High is going to show you that that's not the case whatsoever. So us waking up in the lands of our captivities goes back to the 2 sticks, getting that information. We were the walking dead because, we were under the curses and we did not have our records. So they know it's too late. I was actually watching a video from MacArthur, the famous pastor, and he was talking about how he made a sermon about how it's already too late for America. And I'm actually going to do a video on that. I meant to do that a little while ago, but I've been kind of busy with some other videos. And Most High gave me a lot of this information last night. I already had 3 Nephi ready and queued up to do a video last night, but I didn't get a chance to. And the Most High, when I was up praying, started downloading information to me. So, to add to this, but they know that it's too late for them. Okay. And it's crazy because a lot of the Gentiles will say, it's too late for America. America's Babylon, this, and that. But they know that we are in the tribulation. But see, without the second stick, you might know that these bad things are coming on the earth, are coming on America's right here. But you don't understand why. The Bible has written us out, and has pretty much let the Christians write themselves in. So that's why many of them have no idea what's going on. Oh, America, it's not there. Let's hope maybe it's a huge revival and everybody gets raptured up. That's what some garbage I've heard from the Christians. That there's just such a huge revival here in America, and if so many people turn to Christ, and then when the rapture happens, like they're not here. Those are the kinds of things that can happen. To see that when you don't have a second stick, that's what you get. Okay. So like I said, without the second stick, they won't know why things are happening and what's really causing the destruction. So like I said, the devil knows what's coming, but he's always trying to control the narrative through the media, through predictive programming, through his movies. Like how Contagion, the movie Contagion, is like lining up with many of the events that are happening right now. Now, like I Am Legend lines up with many of the things that you're seeing right now. Independence Day, and the chariots showing up and the way that they respond to that. 2012. You see, they make all these movies because, like I said, they know what's coming, but they want to put their spin on things. But this is, much bigger than that. And this is why they've been hiding so much information. Let's go real quick to Genesis 15. Sorry, 13. And he said unto Abram, know of a surety But thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. So the Most High says he's going to judge the nation that enslaved us, and that we're going to be coming out with great substance. So think about it right now. Most High is showing you that once we got the first and second sticks, we got that understanding that was going to be bringing judgment, which was going to start with these plagues. It was going to be like a scourge on the land. If you want to know more about that, read Doctrine and Covenants, chapter 45. And it says that they're going to be coming out with great wealth, correct? Great substance. Again, let's read 14 again. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge, and afterward shall they come out with great substance. You're going to have to pay for all the things that have happened to us, the things that you have taken from us, the labor that you have exploited, and you still do to this day. So to come up with the, oh, well, if you don't do this, this, and this, you're not going to be able to work. You're not going to be able to do this. You're not going to be able to, participate from this, and we're going to try to bankrupt you if you don't do what we say. Going along with prophecy, that's not even possible, because judgment has fallen on you. The Most High says that his people are going to be coming out with great substance. All of the things that you're trying to impose on us, or on the Most High's chosen people, on their lands, is not going to work. It's not going to profit you. You're trying to now control, the narrative on stolen land. The land is now being given back to the Most High's chosen people. Ownership is being transferred from you back to the Most High's chosen people. So your plans are not going to work, especially on a land that is not yours. See, when you were in your blessing, you had control of the land. You had the opportunity to go ahead and push, these doctrines and these laws. But now the Most High is going to show you that you don't have that power anymore, and that your society, is under judgment. And as you and so the acceleration of these things, you must know. Someone must have told you of what's coming. You must see the chariots in the sky. You must see that your power and your authority is quickly being taken away from you. And these are just the last gasp of a dying society and a dying world. But this is why it's critical to use both sticks in order to get understanding. Without the second stick, you're not going to realize that these things were prophesied over here in the Americas. And that's exactly what you're seeing happening. This fulfillment of these prophecies that were over here in the Americas are written over here, and they're being fulfilled over here. But see, the vast majority of the world is still looking over in the third place. Still looking over in the so-called Middle East, thinking that that's where prophecy is being fulfilled. But right now, X is marking the spot, right? 2017, 2024, over America. The heavens are letting you know where prophecy is being fulfilled right now. All praise is to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledge Yahweh Shai. Shalom.